Hey everybody, it's Uncle Mark. It's Friday, May 12th, 2023, and this is the first balcony garden update for 2023. Now, some of you are probably thinking this is an early video for balcony garden. Others are thinking, well, this is late. He didn't post anything during the winter this year. Well, both of you are correct if that's what you're thinking. But here we go, and let's take a look at the beginning of this year's balcony garden. I also went to the store, did a little early shopping this year on some herbs. So got a little bit of herbs growing this year. And we'll see how these ones grow on the balcony. And also from seed. This is the orange tomato plants again, same ones you saw last year. So these have started up this year already. And here's the pepper plants. Those who remember, I had really nice peppers last year. I was gonna go outside shortly because it's starting to warm up. And hopefully we'll get pepper plants from these again. These are all grown from the seeds from last year's plants. I also have here this little guy, which I believe is a tomato plant. Here's something different. I took avocado pits, put some in there clearly, put them in a planter during the winter. Look at the plant they grew out of them. So we'll see what happens with that. Sorry to report that this was the lemon seed plant. Doesn't look like it made it through the winter, which is very, very sad. It seemed to dry up. It's not very healthy. But something else seemed to be growing here in this pot, so we'll have a look at that and see what that is. First, we're going to start off with this onion here and have a look at it. It's sitting here over the winter in this pot. It's actually above the soil now, the bottom part. I don't know how good that may or may not be, but the greens are definitely healthy. Look at this. Should have some seeds in there. It's actually not the only one that looks like that. Look at these ones. Try and zoom in there. Look how healthy these onions look. Very, very good. So here's this onion that's been here over the entire winter. It's grown like crazy. It's time to pick it. So you can see there's probably seeds in there that can be planted. Give a good picture here so you can see it's sprouted into what looks like 2 onions. Well, that's pretty impressive. That's a lot of greens. It seems to be 25 degrees out here in mid-May, which is really nice. So I thought I'd give an early video this year based on the nice weather and the early progress. So you can see it's pretty much the same stuff as every year, growing from seed. Some will be grown on the balcony, adding more plants to that, and some will be grown in the ground over at my sister's place like we did last year. And we'll just compare and we'll see, what kind of results we get growing from seed. So stay tuned and hopefully have a great balcony gardening. Hopefully we'll have a great balcony gardening season this year. Thanks for watching. See you soon. It is Sunday, May 28th, 2023, and here's this week's balcony garden update. So this year I got a whole bunch of different plants and even more than last year. I've got the ones on the balcony to show you how that works, and then I also planted a garden at my sister's place, which you'll see in this video as well. So here we go, summer 2023. I'll start over here over the winter from the seeds from last year's mild pepper plants, or they were called, I believe, Hungarian pepper plants. So this was from the seeds from that plant from last year. So those of you who saw last year's video know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, you can look back and see how amazing the plants were last year and how well they grew. So here from seed is a plant for that. And from seed, here is a cherry tomato plant from last year's tomatoes. So we have those going this year. I did early on purchase a cherry tomato plant in the store. I do that every year, just so I have early tomatoes. And there we go, look at that, early tomatoes already growing. So you can grow tomatoes nicely on a balcony. This year I also decided to grow some chives. So you can see the chives here in this pot are spread out. And this in the middle, this was an avocado seed. The leaves don't look entirely healthy, but the plant is very healthy, I believe. Let's see how that progresses. Over here in this planter we have a tomato plant. I'm going to try to do something a little different this year. Grow some blueberries. You can see they've started already. Got the blueberry plant happening. So that's something new for this year. Some mint, I believe that was there. And here we have, as you know, the strawberries that like to grow every year. So here's a start to this year's strawberries. A few of those plants. One of them, I think it was this one, grows white strawberries, so that should be pretty cool if that works. Unfortunately, the lemon plant that I had that you saw before, that one actually died over the winter, which was very sad, but I started another one. So here's the beginning of the next lemon plant. I'm going to try to seed from a mandarin orange, a tangerine, so we'll see how that grows. Of herbs and stuff here too as well. And these planters over here, I know the leaves don't look so great, but I'm going to give it a little more water, plant food and time. It is still early. These are cucumber plants, so hopefully they'll survive here. Some other plants here. Got celery. Celery plants, we'll see how they grow. And the usual onions. So we got the spring onions growing here again. So just as every year, I'm gonna go take a look at my sister's place and see what I've planted there as well, and what they've planted. And we'll keep an eye on that all summer, just as we always do. Although it's not that easy to see, this plant here, this was a tomato plant grown from seed from tomatoes from last year. You can see it doesn't look too healthy, but if you remember last year's video, nothing looked healthy at the beginning and a lot of them grew into big strong plants. So here we go again, as they say. And over here, parsley. Yep. And then last year's oregano was still growing. This stuff just doesn't go away. It's pretty good. Now the onion that was on the balcony there, I've transplanted it over here. So there's the onion, you can see it. It's in the ground now, so that's gonna grow some nice greens. And then I also have here some onions from last year. Just cleaned the area up around them because they grew back. There's a little more oregano. There's another onion. So onions just keep coming back after the winter. Okay, so over here we have this plant here. These are all grown from seed, these ones, over the winter. So as you can see, we got the small little plants like last year. We planted them in the ground, added some fresh soil, some triple mix. Over here, some tomato plants. So these are from seed. So remember those pepper plants from last year? We'll save the seeds from those, and here is one. I know it's not so easy to see. And over here, there's another one. So you can see this one doesn't look too bad. It's got a good start. So hopefully we'll get some nice plants out of these and some peppers this year again. And here's some kale, purple kale. I'm not a fan of this stuff, but anyway, it's part of the garden, so there we go. Over here, these are more plants all from seed here. So as you can see, they're tiny. I'll try to give a good view of these as we go along. Got them planted all along the garden here this year. There it is. This one here. There's another one there. And we have a cucumber plant. The leaves don't look so great, but can give it a little support. We'll see how that works out. And there's another one. Over here this year, remember I extended the garden last year and we got those tomatoes that we didn't think we'd get anything. So this time, I'm trying a little bit of corn here, and you can see that they've got supports because they don't really want to stand up on their own yet. Now that's the end on this side. We'll see how those do. So this year we're doing something a little bit different here as well. We've got all the stuff in the ground and we ran out of space. Had lots of tomato plants. So here's some more tomato plants that we've planted. They're in planters on the patio. Give them supports here. Here's a couple more. As you can see, they're in planters. So hopefully you get a lot of water for them and sunlight this week, and hopefully these plants will all grow nice, strong, and healthy. Oh, and last but not least, we got another pot here. We decided to plant a cucumber plant. We'll see how that works out. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. And here in the dark over by the onions, I'm digging a little hole here because I got some sprouty potatoes. So I figure why not have the space here, and we'll give it a try. Let's put a couple potatoes in the ground here. Hopefully the animals don't dig them up, and we'll see. That didn't work so well. Lo and behold, next to this onion, I put a couple potatoes in the ground, and we'll see what happens. So here we've got an awesome start to this year's balcony garden season. Hopefully I've got everything right that I've mentioned so far. I got the right names for the plants and everything. I think I remember most of it the way it was. I want to thank everybody who's new. If you're tuning in, thank everybody who's come back from previous years to follow. And hopefully we have another great successful season. And don't forget, your comments, questions are always welcome. So thank you and have a great day.